I'm recording it, John.
You started that, right?
Look, I want to record it because I want your answers, John. If I had complained that somebody had mugged me over there, what would you do? Now, I have made that complaint consistently for the last 3 years, willful neglect by the Welsh Assembly. Have you ever interviewed any of those people under caution on my behalf, John? Not once, have you? And you call yourself a police officer? And you're telling me that I can't hang them up there because somebody in there said so? What kind of police officer are you, John? What kind of police officer are you, Bex? How many years have I got to come here making the same complaint? How many years, Bex?
We've coexisted here for 3 years.
You haven't, you've never, yes, and you've never interviewed one of them under caution, have you? You've never interviewed one of them under caution, ever, have you? Have you? No, you haven't. Why not, Bex?
You've never made a formal complaint to me.
I've made that complaint. I brought the banner. What have I got to do more? It says willful neglect. I've shouted often enough. Willful neglect of Crazy Dave. What more do I need to do for you to interview those under caution? What more have I got to do? Corporate fraud by Cardiff County Council. Have you ever interviewed anybody under caution regarding that complaint? Corporate fraud of the rent revenue account by 30 million every year.
Dave, I'm going to go in now.
Okay,
right?
Bex.
I'm going to leave you here
Okay.
to protest, as you have been, and we've coexisted here for 3 years, allowing you to do this.
Coexisting?
Explained you.
Criminal, I've brought criminal allegations against members of the Welsh Assembly. You've never interviewed them once under caution, Bex. Never once, as far as I'm aware, because I've got no documentation that says you ever have. Nobody has ever come back to me from South Wales Police, ever saying that they have. And yet I've got to remove those from there because they're tied on with a piece of string. What is that telling?
When you first came down here with your banners, that was explained to you then, and you've complied with that up to this point. So we're not telling you anything new or different.
But why aren't you doing anything about the actual complaints then? Why aren't you doing anything?
Because you've never made a formal complaint.
I've made formal complaints often enough. I've given a document to Bob Evans, 73 pages long as far as I can remember.
To an officer.
Yes, I have.
Right, not to me, to Bob Evans.
I've brought enough banners down here. Don't you think? Can you read?
Dave, there's no point keeping
The
having
Welsh
the same
Assembly,
conversation.
I brought a banner down here. Hang on a second. I brought a banner down here saying the Welsh Assembly collude with the water companies to excessively profit out of houses and moat. Yes, I've made
And what was the result of that?
nothing.
Have you
Nothing.
had the letter back?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Would you like me to find out why you've not had a
That would be amazing.